What's up, guys? I am hanging out with the Cisco Linksys E4200 maximum performance dual band in router. That is epic. And this thing is epic. There's a lot you can do with this. The firmware is nice, and it's got a gigabit switch in the back, 6 antennas. Max. This has 6 internal antennas.
It's crazy.
It's also really sleek. I like where they're going with this. It's got almost a rubberized texture on the back. Come here and feel this. You must come. Yes. We shared a special moment here with the Linksys E4200 maximum performance dual band in router. I really like what Cisco's done with this. So let's talk about exactly what it is that's so cool about this. Now, number one, of course, it's a really awesome, fast wireless device. How fast? Of course, it does BGN, but the N on this goes up to 450 megabits per second. So that's above the 300 mark that we see with a lot of the other ones. So you're going to get really, really nice speed there. Also, it supports 2.4 gigahertz and the 5 gigahertz bandwidth simultaneously. So you can stream files, you can stream videos to all the devices in the house. Any UPnP devices you may have, PS3, your Xbox 360, anything like that, you can just be streaming videos to it all day long, while everybody else is using the 2.4 gigahertz bandwidth range to surf the internet, play their video games. It's nice. This is really nice. Also in the back, that is gigabit. That's not 10100. Those 4 ports are gigabit, and that's going to be awesome if you're going to be sharing files or you have a NAS in the house and you want to get the maximum performance out of this. The 10100, I'm not sure why. I see it on so many routers, and every time I see it on a router, I think, why is that there? I mean, all you can really do with that is the internet. You're not going to be able to take full advantage of file transfers. You're not going to be able to use a NAS. I mean, you can use a NAS, but what's the point? It's going to be way slower than USB. This is about twice, almost twice as fast as USB 2.0. So that's the way to go. Let's take a look at the firmware, shall we? Oh my goodness, look at the firmware. I love Cisco firmware. It's just elegant and clean. This one has a lot of cool options. First, let's take a look at the internet setup. This is the basic setup. Now you can do, of course, the automatic configuration, DHCP. That's what most of you guys are going to be using. But if you want to get multiple units and put one on each side of the house and have them bridge together, you can do that too, because it supports bridge mode. You can see all the other modes that it supports here, static IP, etc., etc., etc. So there's a lot of things you can do there with this, and like I said, just because it has bridge mode makes it cooler than most of the other routers in this price range. There's IPv4 and IPv6 support, so that's nice. You can see everything else we have here under advanced routing. There's lots of cool options, but I don't want to dwell on that right now. I want to take a look at wireless. Mostly standard options with wireless, but this thing also does have a firewall built in, so that's pretty cool as well. And that's going to be over here under the security tab. Yes, the IPv4 and the IPv6 firewall, SPI firewalls, they are built in and they are enabled by default. So you can set up web filters. First I want to show you the storage options here. Now this is going to, whenever you hook up like a USB device, USB 1.1 or USB 2, I don't know why anybody would use USB 1.1. Why is that even an option? I don't know. It's there. You can set that up. You can set it up. You can set up media servers on this. So you can send anything out to any UPnP devices, you know, like your PlayStation 3, your Xbox. Just send stuff all over the house. Have fun. Put computers everywhere. Share media files, man. Just do it. Or else I'll come to your house and do it for you. Okay? All right, let's take a look here. What else we have? We have the FTP server. You can set that up and access your files from the moon. As long as you can get internet, you can access them. It also supports Tomato, and it supports a version of DDWRT, so there's a lot of firmware options. Watch one of our next videos, because we're actually going to put DDWRT on this and see how it runs. However, if you want to use this as a bridge or a router, the firmware that it comes with is quite nice, and it's got a firewall. One last thing I want to mention, there's actually a button on the back for reset. You can just click that instead of having to fumble around with the cord, you know. So that pretty much does it for the E4200 from Cisco Linksys. I really like this thing. This is definitely going to be something I'm going to be using in my own house right here, because it's got the gigabit and it's got the super fast dual bandiness. Tastes pretty good too. Yep, I like the firmware. So there you have it, the Linksys E42 maximum performance dual band in router. See you next time. The Linksys E4200 maximum performance dual band wireless in router from Linksys Cisco Linksys. Cisco Linksys dual band in wireless, dual band performance maximum wireless, dual E4200 Cisco Linksys dual band wireless performance grade E maximum in dual band Linksys Cisco router with side of slaw.